2 Kings chapter 3. Jehoram, the son of Ahab, became king over Israel in the 18th year of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, and he reigned for 12 years. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, but not like his father and mother, for he removed the sacred pillars of Baal his father had built. But still he persisted in the sin of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who caused Israel to sin. He did not depart from it. Now Mesha, king of Moab, was a herdsman, and in the beginning of the year he regularly paid tribute to the king of Israel, 100,000 lambs and the wool of 100,000 rams. But when Ahab died, the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel. So King Jehoram went out of Samaria at that time and inspected all Israel. Then he went and sent to Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, saying, "The king of Moab rebelled against me. Will you go with me to fight against Moab?" And he said, "I will go. I am as you are, my people as your people, my horses as your horses." Then he said, "Which way shall we go up?" And he answered, "By the way of the desert of Edom." So the king of Israel went with the king of Judah and the king of Edom. And this roundabout march took them 7 days to complete. There was no water for the army or for the animals that went with them. And the king of Israel said, "Alas, that the Lord should call these 3 kings together, only to deliver them into the hand of Moab." But Jehoshaphat said, "Is there any prophet of the Lord here, that we may inquire of the Lord by him?" So one of the servants of the king of Israel answered and said, "Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who poured water on Elijah's hands, is here." And Jehoshaphat said, "He was the word of the Lord." So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. Elisha said to the king of Israel, "What have I to do with you? Go to the prophets of your father." But the king of Israel said to him, "No. Has the Lord called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hands of Moab?" And Elisha said, "As the Lord of hosts lives, before whom I stand, surely were it not that I regard the presence of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, I would not look at you nor see you. But now bring me a harpist." When the harpist played, the hand of the Lord came upon him. And he said, "Thus says the Lord, fill this valley with ditches. For thus says the Lord, you shall not see wind, nor shall you see rain. Yet that valley shall be filled with water, so that you, your beasts, and your cattle may drink. And this is easy in the eyes of the Lord. Then I will deliver Moab into your hand. Thus you shall attack every fortified city. You shall cut down every good tree. You shall stop up every spring of water, and ruin every good piece of land with stones. Now when the grain offering was offered in the morning, behold, water came from the direction of Edom, and the land was filled with water. All the Moabites heard that the kings had come up to wage war against them. All those being able to bear armor and older uttered loud cries and stood at the border. The Moabites rose early in the morning, when the sun was shining on the water. They saw the water on the other side being as red as blood. So they said, "This is blood. The kings have surely struck swords and have killed one another. Now, Moab, to the spoils!" They entered the camp of Israel, and Israel rose and smote Moab, and they fled before them. They pursued them and killed the Moabites as they went. They razed the cities, and each man threw a stone on every good piece of land and filled it. They stopped every spring, cut down all the good trees, leaving only the stones of the wall, and they pulled down the sling throwers that surrounded them and broke them. When the king of Moab saw that the battle was too fierce for him, he took 700 men with him who drew swords to break through to the king of Edom, but they could not. Then he took his firstborn son who would rule in his place, and up against the wall they offered him up as a burnt offering. Then a great remorse came upon Israel, and they departed from him and turned back toward their land.